Okay, guys, so we're starting Monday off with a live video, and we're going to quickly talk about a comment that I have, and I hear every single Monday from my clients, gym members, and that comment is, "I've had a shit weekend." So we're just going to spend a moment to address how to deal with and what to do if you've had a shit weekend. So I've got 4 areas that we're going to look at. Okay, so area number 1. So if you've had a shit weekend, and that can happen, let's get a nice coloured pen for us so we can see. We've got a blue. There we go. Okay, so first thing, guys, we need to look at is your attitude. Okay, so if you've had a shit weekend, and we all know what we mean when we refer to as a shit weekend. So that means generally we would have eaten a lot of food that we don't usually eat Monday to Fridays. We probably would have drank a little bit. Generally, because most of us, Monday to Friday, can stay focused because our Mondays to Fridays are a lot more structured and regimented. And for weekends, for a lot of people, they're a lot more free. So we've not got a lot of restrictions on the weekend, so we can do pretty much what we want to do. But if you've had a shit weekend, the first thing you need to look at is your attitude towards the situation. Okay? So remember, so as the saying goes, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So it's how you react to this is critical to what's going to happen to you. Because if you've had a bad weekend, and we all have them, okay, we all have them. So firstly, accept that is quite normal, that it does happen. But what can't happen is the fact that weekend then goes from Saturday to Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday, and all of a sudden that 2 days where you might have fallen off your diet or things might not have gone exactly how you wanted them to have now turned into 4, 5, 6 days. Okay, imagine it like this. So imagine you're walking along, you drop your mobile phone on the floor. So what do? For me, I'd pick it up straight away, dust it down, put it back in my pocket. But imagine this, you drop your phone out of your pocket and then you carry on stamping on it. Doesn't make sense, does it? So think about that with your nutrition and your exercise, because all of us have got some clear goals. So we've all got goals where we want to be leaner, lighter, fitter and stronger. We've all got those goals. Now, it's your choice whether to continue the shittiness that you've had on the weekend. Remember, you are in complete control of 2 things, okay? How much exercise you do and what you put in your mouth, okay? You are in complete control of that. So if you're desperate for some type of result, you're desperate to get leaner, lighter, fitter and stronger, as so many people are, and they say they are, then it is massively critical that today, Monday, they call it Motivation Monday, that you start exercising and you start getting back on track. Because like I said, what will the effect be on your body, on your goals, on your mindset and the way you think and feel if you continue your shitty weekend into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? All you're going to do is feel even more shit. And why would you want to do that? Why would you want to make yourself feel worse? Because when we do overeat or we do eat shitty foods or we do go out boozing, generally, most of us feel quite guilty anyway. So the key is to reset and get back started today. So whether that's an exercise session, starting just eating one healthy meal, whatever it may be, you need to get back on track. And remember, it's your attitude towards the situation. The same way it's your attitude. So if your results aren't going the right way, it's your attitude to the situation. So you can either spit your dummy out, cry and tell everyone how it's harder for you or you're different, or you can do something about it. It's your attitude. So attitude is number 1. Number 2, recognize. Okay, so why have I picked recognize? Now, If most of you are telling me that you've had a shit weekend, then you already recognize that what you are doing isn't actually working for you, because you're self-admittedly saying, I've had a shit weekend. I already know what I'm doing isn't working. So then it begs the question, why do you continue this? Because if your outcome and your goal is to transform your body and you know it's going to produce some amazing results in your life, why are we continuing to do habits that are going to take us getting to our goal a lot longer? So what we need to do is we need to recognize cycles and patterns. Okay, so cycles and patterns. Okay, we need to get clear upon our goals, clear upon what we want or what we say we want. And let's look at the cycles and patterns, because if you're desperate for change, then something has to change. And it's usually your behavior patterns. So a lot of us, Monday to Friday, can stay quite structured, quite in control. Then all of a sudden, Saturday and Sunday. Now, if that's a continuous thing for you, where you work very hard in the week and then you fuck it off on the weekend, then you've got to look at these patterns and these cycles and why you do this. Because if you've got a clear goal and a clear outcome of whether it's losing weight, dropping a dress size, all of those type of things, you only want those things because you want improvement or you're unhappy in some area of your life. Now, if you're unhappy, then we know that the patterns and habits that you're currently doing aren't serving you the way you want to. So by you going out and having another shit weekend and justifying it that it's the weekend isn't actually helping you, because it's all about you, remember, isn't helping you getting closer to where you want to be. So many people I know train really hard Monday to Friday, blow it all on the weekend, and then they're at the same point every single Monday. They're at the same point every single Monday. They never get any closer to the goals, but they're not really ever getting further away from the goals. They're not moving. And the worst thing for us as humans is when we don't see any type of progress. Okay, we're happiest when we see progress, when we see improvement. It's like, imagine this. Imagine if you started driving lessons and all you did was work on the same thing week in, week out. You get bored, wouldn't you? You get bored. You probably would want to stop. You'd get frustrated and you'd probably quit because you don't see any progression. And that's the same with us. So you need to so we already recognize that what we're doing isn't working. So we've already looked at our attitude. So it's your attitude today, Monday, first day. What can you do today to make yourself get back on track? We've got to recognize. So we've already recognized that we know that what we've done isn't suiting the goal that we're trying to achieve. Next, we've got acceptance. So on the flip side, for most of us, staying on our diet Monday to Friday and exercising Monday to Friday, then going off our diet is actually, for most of you, part of your life. And that's the way you are going to be going for the foreseeable future. So many people, like I said, that's the way we live. We're in control Monday to Friday, and then we let ourselves have a little bit of slack on weekends. Now, if that's the way you're going to live and that's the way you foresee your lifestyle going, then you have to accept that that's what you've got to deal with. Now, that isn't a problem, but if you want results, then your Monday to Friday, so your Monday to Friday are going to have to be even better. Because for some of you, you love going out on the piss on a Saturday. You love having your takeaways. You love doing certain things, and that's not a problem. But if you want to lose weight or you want to transform your body, then something has to change. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely stop everything. I'm just saying if you're not willing and prepared to adapt your weekends and change them, then you're going to have to look at your Monday to Friday. So if your Monday to Friday is usually pretty structured and you're more in control and you can work at them days better than the weekend, then let's work on Monday to Friday. You don't have to be on point 7 days a week to actually produce results. Okay, so you don't have to be on point 7 days a week to produce a result. 5 days is more than enough to get the result that you want. But like I said, if every Monday you go to the gym or you go to your trainer and nothing's changing, then like I said, what you are doing currently isn't working. So you have to accept that. And also, if you are not prepared to change your weekends, okay, then you have to change your Monday to Friday. So maybe it might be you have to exercise a bit more. Maybe you have to create a bit more of a calorie deficit on a Monday to Friday. Whatever it may be, then you need to accept that your lifestyle is the way you're living it is the way it's going to be in the future. So there's no point in battling it. There's no point in saying, right, I'm going to stop drinking for 4 weeks and then get back on it for 4 weeks. If you're going to go out every Saturday, it's not a problem. If you're going to have a takeaway every Saturday night, it's not a problem. But all we need to do is make it accountable in Monday to Friday. So we work out, okay, roughly what's the calories that I'm going to be expending, getting pissed and eating shit. Okay, I need to make these up in a week. So I might have to move more. I might have to have a bit more of a calorie deficit Monday to Friday, whatever it may be. But you need to recognize that that is part of it, acceptance. So there's no point battling it. So then the last thing, one big thing. So we're on Monday. Now I know for most people that if they don't exercise on a Monday, they don't exercise at all. They fuck off another week. That is the power of Mondays. Mondays have a ridiculous amount of power over us. How many times have you literally missed a Monday exercise session and then you've waited till next Monday to start again? How many times? Okay, it happens because we've got this Monday thing. Like I'm going to start at the start of the month. I'm going to start at the start of the week. I'm going to start on January the 1st. We like to start afresh. Okay, so thinking about that, it's vitally important that you exercise today. Whatever it may be, whether you go out for a walk, whether you go to a gym class, whether you go to the gym, whatever it may be, you need to get your arse exercising today. Stop feeling fucking sorry for yourself. Even if you still feel a little bit hungover, get your arse to the gym, because we know that when you exercise, you feel good. Okay, when you exercise, you eat better. So these are going to contribute to you having a better start to the week and combating that shit weekend that you've just had. So what's the one big thing that you can do today with your exercise and your food to get you back on track? So what's the one big thing that you can do with your exercise and your food to get you back on track? And it's as simple as that. So if you're one of those people that's had a shit weekend, so these 4 points bring a little bit of clarity to it, as in, number one, your attitude. Okay, so we went through attitude. Life is 10%. What happens to us, 90% how we react. So you got a choice. You can either feel sorry for yourself, tell yourself you've blown it, you've wasted an opportunity, whatever, or you can get back on track today. That's your choice. You have a choice of your actions and what you put in your mouth. Number two, you can recognize. So when people tell me, Adam, I've had a shit weekend, you already recognize that what you are doing isn't working. So at some point, you're either going to need to address this or work with it. Okay, so working with it means that you accept it. So acceptance means that going out on a weekend and drinking and whatever, that might be part of your lifestyle, and that might be the way you foresee yourself living in the future. So you have to work on your Monday to Friday to create a calorie deficit. And the last thing is, what's the one big thing that you can do today in your exercise and your food to get yourself back on track and start making yourself feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more focused for the week ahead? So hopefully this has helped you understand that generally with everything, it's your reaction to what's happened that matters most. So you can either feel sorry for yourself today, or you can use it as a motivation Monday and get your arse into the gym, get started. Because if you don't get started and you continue to feel sorry for yourself, you're probably going to eat more shit, and that's going to make you feel more guilty, and you're just going to make the job of restarting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you probably won't end up doing it. Okay, hopefully this has helped. If it has, give us a like or share it to someone that you think might need it after their shit weekend. And I will see you again later with another live.